So, you want to be a millionaire, it's the dream, right? The ultimate finish line where all your money problems magically disappear. You imagine yourself quitting your job, buying that ridiculously expensive car, never looking at a price tag again. But what if I told you that hitting that seven-figure net worth might not be the golden ticket? What if becoming a millionaire is just the beginning of new financial challenges? It sounds crazy, but for many, $1 million is just a bigger cage with more expensive bars. The truth is, the number in your bank is less important than the mindset and habits that got you there. The problem starts with the very definition of millionaire. We see it as a monumental achievement. A status symbol that screams, "I've made it." Social media and TV plaster that image everywhere. People chase the title, believing it will grant security and happiness. But they forget to ask, what does being a millionaire actually cost? Not just hard work, but monthly expenses, taxes, financial upkeep. Without a solid plan, $1 million can vanish faster than you can say private jet rental. Many people who reach this milestone find themselves stressed and surprised. They might have $1 million on paper, but terrible cash flow. Their net worth could be tied up in their primary residence. A big, beautiful house that costs a fortune to maintain. The truth, the number's less important than the habits and mindset that create lasting control. Let's talk about the single biggest destroyer of wealth even for millionaires: lifestyle inflation. It's a sneaky trap that gets almost everyone. You get a raise, you celebrate by getting a slightly nicer apartment. You get a bonus, you decide you deserve a more expensive car. Before you know it, your expenses have risen to perfectly match your new income. You're making more money than ever before, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You've simply upgraded your problems. For millionaires, this happens on a much grander and much more dangerous scale. Imagine a doctor who finally starts making $400,000 a year. They feel like they've earned the right to live large. They buy a $1.5 million house with a hefty mortgage. They lease 2 luxury cars. They join an expensive country club. They send their kids to exclusive private schools. Their monthly bills skyrocket to $25,000. Suddenly that huge salary doesn't feel so big anymore. They are trapped. Golden handcuffs. They have to keep working their high-stress job just to maintain the lifestyle they've built. This looks amazing from the outside but feels like a prison on the inside. Professional athletes are a classic example. They had the millions, but they never learned how to manage them. Another hard truth we need to face: $1 million just doesn't buy what it used to. The goalposts are constantly moving, thanks to our old friend inflation. Your grandparents might have considered a millionaire to be unimaginably rich, someone who could live a life of leisure forever. Back in 1980, $1 million had the same buying power as about 3.7 million today. That's a huge difference. So, if your financial goal is still stuck on that magic millionaire number from decades ago, you might be setting yourself up for a very different reality than you expect. Location also dramatically changes the meaning of $1 million. Small town in the Midwest, San Francisco, New York City. In a low cost of living area, $1 million could potentially buy you a beautiful home, outright fund your retirement, and leave plenty left over for travel and hobbies. However, try to live that same lifestyle in a major coastal city. That same $1 million might not even be enough for a down payment on a decent family home. The median home price in places like San Jose, California, is well over $1.5 million. You are, by definition, a millionaire, but your 7-figure net worth can feel more like a ticket to get in the game, with a long way still to go. Ultimately, the difference between a struggling millionaire and a truly free individual comes down to one thing: financial intelligence. You can give 2 people $1 million, one will be broke in 5 years, the other will turn it into 10 million. The money itself is just a tool. It's the knowledge of how to use that tool that creates lasting wealth. Possessing a high net worth without financial literacy is like being handed the keys to a Formula One race car without knowing how to drive. It's not going to end well. Financial intelligence is built on a foundation of simple, powerful habits. It starts with budgeting and tracking your expenses. You need to know exactly where your money is going every single month. Understand the difference between an asset, something that puts money in your pocket, and a liability, something that takes money out of your pocket. A millionaire who keeps buying liabilities will see their net worth shrink over time, depreciating cars, boats, expensive gadgets. A financially intelligent person focuses on acquiring assets, compound interest, tax efficiency, and risk management. True wealth is a skill, not a dollar amount. One of the most common and riskiest mistakes I see is the millionaire who puts all their eggs in one basket. This person might be a small business owner whose entire net worth is tied up in their company. Or they might be a tech employee whose fortune consists entirely of stock options in one single volatile company. On paper, they are wealthy. But in reality, one bad quarter, one market shift, or one failed product launch away from losing everything. Their wealth is incredibly fragile because it is not diversified. Think about it this way. If your entire financial security rests on a single pillar, what happens if that pillar cracks? This is why diversification is a fundamental principle of building resilient, long-term wealth. It means spreading your investments across various asset classes that don't all move in the same direction. When the stock market is down, maybe your real estate portfolio is up. When your business is having a slow year, maybe your index funds are performing well. This balance protects you from catastrophic loss. True financial freedom isn't just about having enough money to cover your expenses, it's about having peace of mind. This is why it's so important to systematically move wealth from concentrated high-risk positions into a diversified portfolio. If you get a big windfall from selling a business or from company stock, the first step should be to protect that capital by spreading it out across stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets. That is the real path to financial freedom. It's a journey of continuous learning and disciplined action, and it's a destination far more rewarding than simply being a millionaire.